All right, well, good morning. Man, I am just leaving Uncle Johnny's. Finally got some decent looking weather today. I can actually see some blue up there. So hoping for some good skies today. Say it right off the bat. The goal is to get to the top of Yanaka Mountain, Yanaka. It's a little over 13 miles. So that's the goal for today. Man, a great stay at Uncle Johnny's. I highly recommend it. Oh my God, this river is so high right now. But man, it's easy to get stuck in a hostel. It seems like I've been in there for a week, and I've been in there for one full day. So anyway, I'm gonna hit the trail and we'll check in soon. Alrighty, here we go. All right, so I didn't plan on getting back on so soon. This is the first time I've seen any kind of sign or notice indicating that the trail is shut down or recommending that people not hike, and this is put up by the Cherokee National Forest, I guess. Most of what we've been hearing in town is that the National Forest is now open for hiking, so I'm not sure what that means, if maybe this sign just hasn't been taken down yet, but I can tell you this, there are a lot of people hiking through. Uncle Johnny's was sold out last night, which is crazy since they just opened back up on Friday, and the night before there were very few people there. So anyway, just thought I'd show that to you because it's the first time I've seen it since getting on at Sam's Gap. All right, moving on. All right, so I just took about an hour break at Curley Gap Shelter. I think that's the name of it. Ate some lunch and hung out there a little bit talking. Spent, like I said, about an hour. But that's not a bad thing because got there pretty quickly. Took me about 2 hours to get there from Uncle Johnny's. So back on now. Next stop, I guess, will be beauty spot, and then we'll make the decision at that point whether or not we're going to try to push it up Unaka. So, all right, let me climb this mountain, and I'll get back with y'all in a little bit. Not too bad, getting a little view for the first time today. Pretty nice. Not sure how well you guys can make it out. Alright, we waited a few days for this. A couple days at least. That's a good view right there. I know it doesn't come through nearly as well as it does here in person, but beautiful. All right, so as you can see, just stopped to grab some water. One of the most frequent questions I get from people is when getting ready to go out on a trip and I'm talking to them about going out for multiple days is, do you carry all of your water? Where do you get water from? That may seem obvious, like an obvious answer for those that have been on overnight trips or been out backpacking. But for those that have not, and those that are just kind of thinking about it or interested in possibly getting out and backpacking, it's not such an obvious answer. So basically, in a section like I'm doing today, particularly the first half, where there is a lot of water, I carry as little as possible. So I come to a water source like that, I was completely dry, didn't have any water. I stop, drink a bottle of water, maybe up to a liter, filter an additional bottle into my smaller bottle, which is I think 700 milliliters. So then I'll carry 700 milliliters at a time on a day like today. Later today, if I make it to what the goal is, top of Unaka Mountain, there is no water up there supposedly, so I'm gonna have to carry water for the last mile and a half or so to get me through tonight and tomorrow morning until I get to another water source. So that's how we do it. All right, pushing on. All right, get my first up close look here on this trip at some rhododendron blooms. Man, how beautiful is that? Passed some a few minutes ago, but they were kind of off trail. Let me get some more right here. Look at that, man. That is just beautiful. Whew. It doesn't really get any better than that. I've been waiting to see those, the mountain laurel. I'm pretty sure, I know I'd thrown this question out day before last about the mountain laurel, about those white flowers, and I'm pretty sure those are mountain laurel. And these are the rhododendrons. Larger leaves, rhododendrons, smaller leaves, mountain laurel. I'm pretty sure about that. Fun fact, as I was reading up, trying to figure that out at the hostel yesterday, apparently the mountain laurel is poisonous. So if you eat the mountain laurel honey, which I guess nobody is producing mountain laurel honey commercially because it is poisonous, but apparently it can kill you. At least that's what the internet says. And the internet is never wrong. All right, I'm gonna keep moving, man. I'm seeing some more Mount Laurel blooms up here ahead. All right, almost up to beauty spot. You always got to turn around. That's the scene behind me. All right, we're almost there. Not sure how well you'll hear me because I'm not sure how much the wind is going to get picked up. It's not blowing too hard up here, but made it to the top of beauty spot. I'm going to turn the camera around in a second, but you can see over my shoulder. Unbelievable. All right, here, let me turn the camera around for you. It's pretty much 360. Look at that. That's unbelievable. You're freaking kidding me. This is the payoff, man. When you're pulling yourself inside out. And the climb today wasn't too awful, but still, this is the payoff, man. All right, I'm gonna hang out here and enjoy this for a little while, and then we're gonna head on down. All right, well, we found a campsite here at Beauty Spot Gap stealth site. It's there's a water source, a marked water source, and you cross the road to get to the water source on the Blue Blaze. It's a gravel road. If you come down to the water, well, right when you cross the road, there's a campsite there, a stealth campsite, but it's right on the road, and there's been about 4 cars that have passed by within just a few feet of the campsite, so I didn't want to jump on that one. But once I came down here to the water, I found this here. So there's probably room for about 3. Not perfectly flat, but not the worst I've ever camped on either. Gnats are getting me right now, I apologize, but just boiled some water, waiting on my Thai curry to finish rehydrating, and then I'm gonna just chill out and relax a little bit. So far, Ballpark, who's through hiking from Texas, he just showed up. He didn't like these campsites down here because the ones that were left were a little slanted, so he's gonna go back up towards the road. And then there's a couple of section hikers that are here doing the same section I'm doing, and they're from Durham, North Carolina. They're camping just a little bit down the hill from me. They found a spot down there, so there's definitely some spots here. This is the last place for water that I can see on gut hooks until you get up and over goodness, what's the next mountain? It's just escaped me right now, but I've been saying it all day, so I'll try to plug it in there on the screen. But yeah, so it's about a mile and a half climb or so, maybe a little less, to the summit. There is a campsite a mile up from here, right before the summit, but there's no water, so you can pick up water here and then hike up the additional mile. I had planned to do that, but this is just as well here. Man, surprisingly, we're down in this gap here. I would never have guessed, but 3 or 4 bars of LTE Verizon, so yeah, that's a good thing too. All right, well, it was a good day back on trail. Knocked out about 11 and a half. Starting to get back on track a little bit. Didn't make up all that I lost, obviously, yesterday, but we're on our way to making that up. So I think I might be able to knock out like 13 tomorrow. I think is the goal. So, all right, I'm gonna check out for now. I think I might check out for the rest of the night, but if something else comes up, I'll turn it back on. If not, I'll see you in the morning.